No long-winded intro. Real estate exam questions. That's why you're here. If you want to check out the website, Real Estate Exam Ninja, I've got a ton of real estate exam questions. In fact, I'm going to put a link in the description if you guys want to click it, where you can take practice tests pretty much all day long. Hope it helps. Love you guys. Ciao.
Number 81. A single word to describe a loan where nothing is left to pay at the end of the term is: A term loan. B, a balloon loan. C, a variable loan. D, an amortized loan. The correct answer is D. A variable loan refers to how the interest rates are set. A term loan and a balloon loan require a payment at the end of the term. Number 82. Mom and dad help you buy a house by lending you some money. They don't want any payments right away, but tell you that when you sell, if you make a profit, they'll take a portion of the profit as payment of the loan. You have A growing equity mortgage. B, an open-end mortgage. C, a shared equity mortgage. D, a reverse annuity mortgage. The correct answer is C. A shared equity mortgage allows for a share of the profit on the property to be given to someone else in return for help purchasing the property. You must be able to distinguish among types of mortgages by a few of their principal characteristics. Number 83. The rate that is used to adjust taxes among several towns in the same country is called: A, the equalization rate. B, the capitalization rate. C, the mill rate. D, the assessment rate. The correct answer is A. Remember the term equalization rate simply with the word equalize, which is what it does. The capitalization rate is used to estimate value in the income capitalization approach. The mill rate is an actual tax rate in any community. The assessment ratio is the percent of market value used to calculate the assessed value. Number 84. A town's property tax rate is typically determined by: A, dividing the total assessed value taxable property by the town budget. B, dividing the town budget by the total assessed value of taxable property. C, multiplying the total assessed value of taxable property by the town's budget. D, dividing the total assessed value of taxable property by the assessment ratio. The correct answer is B. Divide the town budget by the total assessed value of the town, which is also called the taxed base, and you get your answer. Number 85. The right to redeem foreclosed property by paying the taxes after the tax sale is called: A, equitable right of redemption. B, statutory right of redemption. C, in rem right of redemption period. D, post-foreclosure right of redemption. The correct answer is B. Here's a trick to remember: E for equitable right of redemption comes early in the alphabet, so it's what you can do before the tax sale. The statutory right of redemption, S for statutory, comes late in the alphabet. It's what you can do after the tax sale. In rem right of redemption and post-foreclosure right of redemption are made up, but the phrase in rem relates to taxes and means against the thing, meaning the property. Number 86. A combination REIT can invest in: A, mortgages and bonds. B, equity real estate investments and bonds. C, mortgages and stocks. D, equity real estate investments and mortgages. The correct answer is D. A combination real estate investment trust, REIT, invests in equities, which are real estate investments, and mortgages. The others are partially correct, but REITs don't invest in stocks and bonds. An equity REIT invests only in property. A mortgage REIT invests only in mortgages. Number 87. The tax deferred in a real estate exchange is tax on: A, income. B, capital gains. C, corporate profits. D. Net operating income. The correct answer is B. A real estate exchange is designed to defer payment of taxes on capital gains. The exchange takes the place of a regular sale. Number 88. Another term for depreciation is A. Recapture. B. Capital loss. C. Adjusted basis. D. Cost recovery. The correct answer is D. Remember, the depreciation is the government's way of helping you recover the cost of the building, which is wearing out, so to speak. Number 89. All other things being equal, which of the following is worth more in tax savings? A. Deduction. B. Credit. C. Adjusted basis. D. Capital gains. The correct answer is B. A credit comes off taxes owed, whereas a deduction is subtracted from income. The other two answers don't really apply here. Number 90. A building whose expenses are higher than its income is described as having A. Positive cash flow. B. Negative cash flow. C. Negative amortization. D. Excessive depreciation. The correct answer is B. Negative cash flow is when you have to put money into a building every month because its income cannot recover its expenses. Positive cash flow is the opposite. You have money left over each month after expenses are paid out of the building's income. Number 91. In general, in a real estate investment, the higher the risk. A. The higher the expected return. B. The lower the expected return. C. The greater likelihood that the return remains unchanged. D. The harder a property is to manage. The correct answer is A. The answer that the harder the property is to manage may be true, but don't overthink the question. The expected answer is the higher the expected return. Number 92. A seller wants to net $200,000 after she pays the real estate agent a 6% commission. What must the house sell for? A. $200,000. B. $206,000. C. $212,000. D. $212,765. The correct answer is D. What you know here is that after you deduct your commission, the owner is getting 94% of some dollar amount, the sales price. Just divide the dollar amount to the owner by the percentage to the owner, and presto, you have the selling price. 100% minus 6% equals 94%. $200,000 divided by 0.94 equals $212,765. Number 93. A buyer wants to know the size of a square piece of property that measures 264 feet by 264 feet. What do you tell him? A. 1 acre. B. 1.3 acres. C. 1.6 acres. D. 2 acres. The correct answer is C. Multiply the length times width, and you get the area in square units, in this case, feet. To find the area in acres, you divide the number of square feet by 43,560 square feet, which is how many square feet are in an acre. 264 feet multiplied by 264 feet equals 69,696 square feet. 69,696 square feet divided by 43,560 square feet, 1 acre, equals 1.6 acres. Number 94. A peaked roof barn is used to store hay. The width of the barn is 40 feet. The height of the ridge beam above the second floor is 15 feet, and the barn is 60 feet long. If hay is stored only in the upper peaked roof portion of the barn, how much hay can be stored? A. 36,000 cubic feet. B. 24,000 cubic feet. C. 18,000 cubic feet. D. 6,000 cubic feet. The correct answer is C. You're looking for the volume of the peaked roof part of the barn. For you city folks, that's like the attic. The formula for the volume of a triangular-shaped structure is half base x height x length. 0.5 multiplied by 40 feet multiplied by 15 feet multiplied by 60 feet equals 18,000 cubic feet. Number 95. 500 houses were sold in your county this year. 400 were sold last year. What percentage of more houses were sold this year than last year? A. 100%. B. 50%. C. 25%. D. 20%. The correct answer is C. First, you find the difference between the number of houses sold this year and the number sold last year. Because you want to find the percentage of more houses sold this year than last year, you need to divide the last year's amount. 500 minus 400 is equal to 100. 100 divided by 400 is equal to 0.25 equals 25%. Number 96. If the cost recovery period on a property is 25 years, at what percentage does the property depreciate each year? A. 25%. B. 10%. C. 5%. D. 4%. The correct answer is D. Calculate any cost recovery problem like this by dividing the number of years of cost recovery into the number 1. 1 divided by 25 is equal to 0.04 or 4%, or directly by dividing the number of years into 100. 100 divided by 25 is equal to 4%. Number 97. If the annual gross rent on a building is $20,000 and the gross rent multiplier for this type of building is 16, what is the estimated value of the building? A. $320,000. B. $150,375. C. $125,000. D. $118,750. The correct answer is A. Multiply the rent by the gross rent multiplier to find the value. Easy. $20,000 multiplied by 16 equals $320,000. Number 98. How much interest do you owe for the first year on an amortized mortgage loan of $250,000 at a 7% interest rate? A. $1,458. B. $1,750. C. $14,580. D. $17,500. The correct answer is D. You always pay interest on the unpaid balance of the mortgage, which is the whole thing in the first year. Mortgage amount x interest rate equals total first year's interest. $250,000 multiplied by 0.07, 7%, equals $17,500. Number 99. A property is assessed at $42,000. The mill rate is 22. What are the taxes on the property? A. $9,240. B. $924. C. $1,900. D. $190. The correct answer is B. Always divide the mill rate by 1,000 to get the number you have to multiply by. Then multiply that number by the assessed value. 22 divided by 1,000 is equal to 0.022. $42,000 multiplied by 0.022 equals $924. Number 100. You bought a house for $200,000, which is 80% of what you sell it for 6 years later. At what price did you sell the house? A. $160,000. B. $240,000. C. $250,000. D. $260,000. The correct answer is C. If you have a dollar figure and the portion of 100% that the figure represents, you can get the total number, 100%, by dividing the dollar figure you have by the percent it represents. In this problem, $200,000 is 80% of some number. $200,000 divided by 0.80, 80%, equals $250,000.